Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we're going to be testing out best of 3 standard decks. I'm going to be participating in the Pizza Box Open Jankathon, which is a $2,500 tournament, and I want to play probably something that's not Esper. I can likely play Esper. It's kind of the default best deck. It's going to be 7 rounds Swiss and then a top 8 cut, so upwards of 10 rounds of Magic, and I particularly don't want to play Esper Mirrors all day. Mono Red is my deck of kind of favor. So I'm going to try out a couple different versions and tweaks. There's not one definitive list for Mono Red, so trying out a couple different configurations. So the kind of core of the deck is always going to be like Bloodthirsties, Charming Scoundrels, Swiss Spears, Godric, Squeeze, stuff of that nature, Kumanos. The kind of flex spots, Monstrous Rage, the number of those, Phoenix Chick, the number of those. We also have like Play with Fire in here. So this version is only 2 Play with Fire, but 4 Nahiri's Warcrafting and a Witch Stalker Frenzy in the main. A single copy of Feldon. There's a lot of black-based removal, so the damage doesn't really do much. And then white has exile effects, so it's just not that good into the field. So trying this bigger version. This version also, I'm going to make a change because I do not like 4 Mishra's Foundries in my mana base. 22 lands. And then the only other kind of choice that we have, I think I'm going to play 1 Shivan Devastator in the side. I do like having access to 1 big dragon. And we could play it in the main over something like Phoenix Chick, but I think if we're on the Frenzy plan, I do want access to that. So we want to see how like fewer Play with Fires works, since it doesn't kill most of the things out of Legends. Sideboard, we have 3 Lithomantic Barrage, 2 Jayas, 2 Koths for like the heavier removal matchups, and then we also have Urbrass Forge for heavier removal matchups. We have Bolts and Licensors for like the Cauldron combo decks, Shivan Devastators go over the top of like Shieldred, stuff like that, and then a couple copies of Twisted Fealty to steal like Atraxas and things of that nature. I don't like Furnace Punisher. I think it just falls into the same kind of gets hit by the same removal that they're already overboarding in. Not good against the domain deck, and it's just a slow, like a 3-mana 3/3. Doesn't do much. The other version of the deck that we'll probably get around to trying out, very similar. This version's on 3 Phoenix Chick, no Monstrous Rage in the main, 2 Warcraftings and a Frenzy, and then 3 copies of Charming Scoundrel. So more with the Play of Fires, more with the Shivan Devastators. So just kind of those numbers. I pretty much mirrored the sideboards. I updated the other one. I'll probably mirror the sideboards as the same way. With this version here, you're going to have more copies of like Warcrafting and stuff on the side. I don't love Brotherhood's End. There's not really an artifact deck. And in the creature mirrors, I don't think you want to be playing a sweeper necessarily. Additionally, let me just make sure I pick the right one that I want to. We're doing V1. And the festivities, while it could hit Wedding Announcement, it's also like inconsistent where you have a limited window. It doesn't hit, like you could bring it in against Legends, but then they just go bigger with like, it doesn't hit Rafine, it doesn't hit Shieldred. So we're going to see if Mono Red is playable. Most certainly sneak under things, but a field of heavy Esper might be a bit of a problem. Rafine into Shieldred, like Denik into Rafine into Shieldred is a hell of a curve. I really wish we had like an enchantment-based can't gain life. Or the 3 mana players can't gain life is, again, it's an effect that gets hit very easily by removal, where in post-board games your opponents are already going to be increasing the number of cutdowns or go for the throats, stuff of that nature, which just further punishes you in that respect. So I'm pretty sure... Oh, come on, server. This is Arnie Hoischenbach. I am like 99% sure. I didn't even see my hand. Well, this is lovely. Let's try this again. Well, this is going to be fun. Stable client. Fine. Keep. Kumano into Scoundrel. If we draw another land, then we just put a Wicked counter on it. If not, we make the treasure for Godric. That flips Kumano, which triggers Godric. So it all works out nice there. But part of the reason why I don't like playing 4 Mishras is you see these early hands, you're often going to want to double spell. Seeing as we hit that, we go Wicked here. I could have Denick here. Could be Esper Legends. It is Esper Legends. They could have cut down. Which, if that's the case, we can hold off Godric for next turn, but I think we just force them to have it. Destroy Evil. Okay, so the flip actually hurt us there. That's fine. We might be able to kill them next turn. So let's see. Good Foundry here. It doesn't give me as much. Okay, so we see go for the throat here. Should be lethal. Good shit. Good shit. Okay, so this could be Esper Control. Destroy E or Esper mid. So if Esper mid, I do want the Forges. I don't think these have much of an effect. Do want the Devastators. I don't think we want Frenzy. Don't think we want Feldon. Part of the reason why I want to practice as well, just see where I want to be with some of these decisions in terms of like sideboarding. I actually think Monstrous Rage is something we take out in this matchup. It makes us a little bit more susceptible. Squeeze a Sticky Threat. Like they're gonna bring in more removal, so I think we already cut the Play with Fires. Shivan Devastator's probably fine. One of these 3-drops most likely, and probably a Phoenix Chick. So I guess the question, they showed Destroy Evil, they showed Cut Down. I think it's Squee that comes out. Let's see how this works. I think I still want the 3 damage in, because if they're on Denick or they're on Lord Skitter, it hits that. I probably should have brought the Lithomantic Barrages in. That was a mistake, but oh well. That was a mistake. So they have Denick here. Think probably just Wicked roll here. Yeah, I should have brought the barrages in. That was a mistake. This is the matchup I need it. The Scoundrels could probably come out in this matchup over the barrages. just kind of turn into a little bit more mid-range. I just don't think Scoundrel does enough here. I could try to sneak Squee down. I mean, I don't think they're keeping in Make Disappear against us. And getting this engine going earlier is better. We do need to find a removal spell here. Denick is a pain. So they do have the protection. Since they are on Denick, it also shuts off Bloodthirsty. Alright, they got us there. Okay, so I do want the barrages, I think. Since they're on Mastermind, and they're on Denick, Squee can probably come out. Phoenix Chick at least goes over the top. I guess my question is, do I want these like Play with Fires or Frenzies? Frenzy doesn't do too much. Maybe it's Obliterating Bolt. Seems reasonable. And then just trim on the Devastators. I like the idea of like a single Phoenix Chick. Maybe we play another Phoenix, because like Swift Spear doesn't do much in this matchup. Still gets hit by Devastator. Could play with Fires, but still not great. Let's try it like that. The games they have Denick and the games they don't. Like we saw game 1, they didn't have Denick, but I have barrages now, so I have some more. We're on the play. Could help. No removal, but well, we have removal on 3, but we don't necessarily want to play this on 3. I could go Treasure Token, or I could go Wicked Roll. I think we're just going Wicked here. Hopefully no Denick. I think I'm just going to keep forcing. Okay, so they did bring in the Make Disappears. So notable to see that. Go to Scoundrel here. If they just go, hopefully like not Rafine. Skitter doesn't do too much here. Drawing another Warcrafting is nice. Because if they go Shieldred, we play 2 Sokuzans. And the thing is, so if we draw another land here, I can just flash back the Warcrafting. This is also nice because it means no Wandering Emperor. I think that's fine. And if they go Shieldred, it's probably best for us. It taps them out. Actually not bad. They go Wandering Emperor here. I'm doing this first in case I hit a land. The other flip side was we play this in case we hit a 1-drop. So Kumano might have been better. Yep. The Emperor here. Might have been right. Play Foundry because it gives us another attacker next turn.
Try not to let your blade do the talking.
We go Warcrafting here. Holy Lance. They go up to 5 if they have another Emperor. They have to hit Godric here. But they need exile-based removal, so they need another Wandering Emperor. If they have the 3rd Wandering Emperor, they beat me. Okay, got him. That was encouraging there. Taking down that was impactful. If we could beat Esper, it's good. I misboarded in game 2, but that's part of the learning process, what we want in, what we want out, and I gotta play out these games. With the Esper mid, I think that's... they tend to have more interaction, which makes it a little difficult. I think this is fine. Opponent goes first, I have Lightning Strike. So Zia Torres, Training Ground. Not sure. Could be Ramp, which is most likely the case. It is. So we will. This is actually interesting because I kind of need to guarantee I hit a line drop for the following turn. And I could either do that through discarding or the treasure. I think we are discarding Phoenix Chick here. They could take the trade, but I think missing the land there. Like, if we had another land, I think we get more aggressive, but I don't like the way this game's going thus far. And they can't. Okay, so they only found one basic. So they could still Archangel me next turn, which I can't do much about anyways, so we're just going to push through damage. If they have Invasion of Zendikar, they have Invasion of Zendikar. Again, I can't do much about that. We're going to flip it. We're going to see Atraxa. So trying to get game 1 is important here. I don't think we play that out any differently. I think we're just gonna try to push through damage here. Because if they go Atraxa, I think we have to just go face. Hope for the best. Can't really do much here. No Atraxa, no Archangel. They don't really want a Sunfall from here. Oh, that is fantastic. That's a good sign. Okay, so I could do this. But that opens me up to Leyline Binding. I think we just passed the turn here. Gotta hope they don't have the life gain. Again, you gotta play around. I could have done like the 2 damage there, but we're still short. That plays me into Leyline Binding. We needed 1 more point of damage or for them to miss block. This looked like Archangel. Probably is GG. Needed to like Atraxa would have been fine. But they hit their Archangel, so now we're in trouble. Yeah, Warcrafting doesn't do it at this point. I mean, does it? It helps for the turn. But then I'm still short mana-wise. Too bad I can't go face. I have Herd Migration, so it doesn't matter. This matchup can be tough. They have a lot of ways to like incidentally gain life. So I do like the Obliterating Bolts. I like the Forges. I don't think we want Phoenix Chick. We don't want Play with Fire. Don't think we want Monstrous Rage. We do want Twisted Fealty. I do think we want to trim maybe. Get rid of Witch Stalker here. Question is, what do we want as... I think we bring in the full Planeswalker package here. Cot's a little worse, but in the late game it's not bad. It does hit Angel relatively easily. I think on the play we don't want it, but on the draw we bring it in. So let's do a Phoenix Chick and let's do a Shivan Devastator. We'll run it like that. We were close there. Almost had enough damage. So similarly, the decision with Scoundrel will be based on whether we see the land or not. I really want to get this Forge going as early as possible. So given that we didn't, I am going to just make the treasure here. Having Forge out is very impactful. Okay, so they do have Leyline Binding up. I think we still need to make them have it. Okay. Again, they have to have that combination of lands, particularly. Would have loved if we hit the land. we're probably dead here. I think missing the land there is pretty impactful, especially if we're just straight up missing everything here. Because if they have Zendikar again, like their card just beats us that way. This version of the deck's on 22. I do think I want 23 lines. I think I'd rather save Squee for after a Sunfall. That's very aggressive. Okay. See Sunfall, so I could get Squee going. I was gonna say, if they have another Leyline Binding, I'm gonna be pissed off. Okay, no Archangel. No Archangel one time. One time, no Angel. Base is the place. So they did bring Go for the Throats in. In that case, I think we're off the Devastators playing the Phoenix chick just to get under them earlier. And I think we probably don't want the Warcrafting. Oh, I played extra cards. And that's why. Belden's probably the weakest out of our threats. I think I still like having some reach. I guess just the question is, like, with Obliterating Bolt, do we still want it, or Nahiri's Warcrafting? I don't think this is necessarily the angle we want to fight on, because we're likely not winning the late game anyways. Like, we could play Barrage, but Barrage is fairly niche. We have the fealties. I think we just play Koth. Part of this too is like your play draw, seeing where you want to be. I think the line of the Bezeju is a little aggressive. Set us up there, but mulligan that. Don't love mulliganing. Go Kumano here. Charming Scoundrel, make me a treasure token. That lets me go Jaya on turn 3. Could go like really aggro. Honestly, that might be right. Like, we play more into Sunfall here, but they have the Smite. But that is one less card for the Squee turn. Go like Virtue. See if they have the other Smite. Okay, so kind of rewarded because we drew the line anyways on that Jaya turn. I am a little concerned. Obstinate fail. What a top deck.
One day, this land will be ours. Here comes the avalanche.
Again, we're a little rough if they have the Sunfall here. We just have to hope that they don't for the turn. The exiling was actually pretty clutch.
I'll never forget the home we lost.
Again, we'll play into Sunfall here, but
The experience will do you good.
suggests to me they don't have the Sunfall. Could have Leyline Binding. But, oh, that's great. So, 2 active Planeswalkers, Sunfall doesn't do it. This lets me start drawing cards. The Virtue doesn't have much effect. Yep! Alright. Pretty solid. Let me know what you think. If you make any changes, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.